Immediately after the Swiss Grand Prix, the teams rushed for the airport. There was barely any time to recover from the opening round. The next challenge awaited across the Atlantic, the Indianapolis 500. Just like in 1950, the travel costs were shared between the organizers and the teams, allowing the European competitors to make the journey to the United States once more. And again, the Formula One race would be held as a separate event before the official Indianapolis 500 later that same day. Before the season had even begun, Staf had spoken with Marie about the demanding travel schedule. She had accepted the racing, reluctantly at times, but with one condition above all else: that her husband return home safely after every race. Fortunately, she had not seen the true extent of the crash at Bremgarten. The bruises still lingered beneath Staf's overalls as he arrived in Indianapolis, but his focus remained unshaken. He remembered how close he had come to victory the year before. The speed had been there, the opportunity had been there. Now he wanted redemption. More than ever, Staf understood that every race mattered for his future. The Talbot Lago was aging, and he knew he could not fight for champions with it forever. Other teams were watching. All he had to do was continue making a name for himself. As he entered the vast Indianapolis Motor Speedway, one absence stood out once again: Prince Bira. The reigning world champion had skipped Switzerland, and now he was absent here as well. Staf found it strange that a man who had fought so hard for the title would not defend it properly. But once practice began, those thoughts disappeared. There was only the circuit ahead of him, only the speed, only the weekend that lay before him. And here you have the first practice results of the Indianapolis 500. It is Staf Vermeulen who takes the first spot in the practice session with a 1 minute, 3 seconds, 806 1,000ths of a second. Then in second place we have Juan Manuel Fangio in the Alfa Romeo, around 2.5 seconds behind Staf Vermeulen. In third place we have Alberto Ascari, and then we have Gonzalez, Paco Godia, Villoresi, Peter Whitehead, Nino Farina, Rick Parnell, Felice Bonetto, Piero Taruffi, Luigi Fagioli, Consalvo Sanesi, Peter Hurt, and in the second part of the practice results we have in 15th position George Abecassis in the HWM Alta, then we have Louis Rosier, Chabot, Rudi Fischer, Yves Giraud-Cabantou, Louis Chiron, Bob Gerard, Sterling Moss, André Simon, Philippe Étancelin, Harry Schell, Tulo de Graffenried, Franco Roll, and Peter Walker in P28. And in the third part we have Guy Meres, Brian Shaw-Taylor, Henri Louveau, and the other Belgian driver Jacques Swaters in P32. We are in the qualifying session on Staf's outlap. We are following Staf in turn 3 of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He has prepared himself mentally for the qualifying session. Now he's in the final turn. He is pedaled to the metal and he will start his first flying lap, his first qualifying lap for the 1951 Indianapolis 500 shortly. He is on the brakes of the racetrack and now he crosses the starting line and he is powering down to turn 1. He takes it flat out, the first left-hand turn of the racetrack, scraps some speed because of the friction, then into turn 2 he goes. Speed is decreasing yet again, but on the straight, the back stretch, the speed will rise again. He is going at around 231 kilometers per hour. That is faster than last year. He is going faster than last year. Now he goes into turn 3 once again on his flying lap, and then turn 4 right now, the last left-hand turn of the racetrack, and he comes onto the front stretch, the main straight, and he powers out of turn 4 onto the bricks to see what time he will get, and his first qualifying time will be a 1 minute and 3 seconds .6. That is pole position, provisional pole position. And we are here on the end of the second flying lap of Staf Vermeulen. He improves his own pole time. And here at the end of his third flying lap, will he improve once again? Yes, he will. Staf Vermeulen improves his pole position time. Will that net him pole position? And indeed it has. Staf Vermeulen takes pole position in a 1 minute 3.481. Then in second position we have Juan Manuel Fangio with a 1 minute and 5 seconds .996. Almost 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds behind pole position sitter Staf Vermeulen. Then we have in third position Nino Farina, last year's title contender. Then we have Peter Whitehead in fourth position and Luigi Villoresi takes P5. Piero Taruffi is in sixth and Bonetto is in seventh. Ascari takes P8 while the Swiss race pilot Rudi Fischer takes P9. Then we have Paco Godia in 10th position and Gonzalez takes P11. P12 is for George Abecassis and Reg Parnell takes P13 in his GA Vandervelde. Philippe Tancelin takes P14, while Yves Giraud Cabantou takes P15. Consalvo Sanesi takes P16, and Sterling Moss is 17th. Eugène Chabot takes P18, Louis Rosier P19, and Luigi Fagioli takes P20. Then we have Hurt in 21st position, De Graffenried in 22nd position, Bob Gerard takes P23, and P24 is for Harry Schell. Peter Walker takes P25 in his BRM, while Louis Chiron takes P26 for Écurie Rosier. André Simon takes P27 and Brian Shaw-Taylor takes P28. Franco Roll is 29th, the other Belgian driver Jacques Swaders is P30, Henri Levaux is 31st and Guy Meres is P32. Here we are at the start of the Indy 500 of 1951. The flag will drop in an instant and they are go, go, go. Staf has a lot of wheel spin, but he retains the lead for the moment. Will he lead into turn 1 of the 1951 Indy 500? We'll see about that. Peter Whitehead is closing in. He's closing in his eternal rival of Staf Vermeulen. Peter Whitehead is next to Staf Vermeulen to turn 1. Peter Whitehead is ahead of Staf Vermeulen. They touch slightly, but Peter Whitehead leads into turn 2, and out of turn 2, Peter Whitehead leads. Let's see if Staf Vermeulen can take the place back, the position back. He is closing in, we see it right now. He is in front of Peter Whitehead and he leads into turn 3. Will Staf Vermeulen retain the position or will Peter Whitehead retaliate? It seems that Staf Vermeulen will keep the lead in the Indianapolis 500 of 1951. He leads on the main straight of the track. He is around 1.5 seconds ahead already, and it is Staf Vermeulen who leads the first lap of the Indianapolis 500 with Peter Whitehead 2 seconds behind. We are now following through the eyes of Staf Vermeulen in the Indianapolis 500 of 1951. In lap 1 we have lost the following drivers: Jacques Swaders, Louis Rosier, Felice Bonetto, Consalvo Sanesi and Peter Walker. We are following Consalvo Sanesi at the start of the Indy 500. He seems to lose control. Our vision of him is blocked by Juan Manuel Fangio in the 24 car who goes slowly. He gets hit by another car and then in the background we see Sanesi stalling his car and he has to retire. We are following Felice Bonetto to see how he has retired his car. Out of turn 2 he comes, he loses control of his car, clips the barrier, flips over it and no way back on the track, he has to retire. I'm now taking you back to the start to see what happened to Juan Manuel Fangio. Fangio loses control of his car, gets hit by another car, and then goes slowly onto the grass. It is chaos at the start. As he tries to rejoin, Fangio gets hit by another car, and he's out of the picture for the moment. We do not know what happened. Can he still keep going? That is the question. Has he got damage? The camera position has changed, so that means that Fangio can keep going. Where is he? Is he still on the grass? I do believe that he is still on the grass. He has finally come back onto the track. Oh no, that was somebody else. There he is, number 24 of Juan Manuel Fangio, out of turn 2. He seems to lose control of his car. He must have had some damage after that incident out of turn 1. That means Juan Manuel Fangio has to retire. He seems to have too much damage on his car. He has to retire. We are coming out of turn 1, still at the start of the Indianapolis 500 of 1951. We are following Louis Chiron and how he has retired. We are looking at the blue cars in the background, and Peter Walker hits Louis Chiron. There's got to be a lot of damage. Peter Walker onto the grass. Chiron gets hit. Then Peter Walker gets flipped over. And I think the other blue car on the grass is Guy Merez that has to retire. But we have Chiron, Walker and Merez retiring in this incident. We are on lap 2. Staf is already lapping André Simon. He has lapped the blue car. We hear the skidding of tires. What has happened to André Simon? We will see a replay shortly. This is a replay of the incident with André Simon. Staf is lapping the blue car. Simon loses control. He couldn't slow down, so that means a brake failure, meaning he has to retire, and that was almighty close. Before the incident with Simon, we are looking at an incident with Nino Farina in the number 22 car. He loses control, clips the barrier, and flips his car over in a violent fashion. The car is totaled. He has to retire. The driver seems to be okay. We are now on lap 5, near the end of lap 5. Staf has just navigated turn 3 and is into turn 4. He has gone 5 laps without an overheat warning of his car. The Talbot Lago is keeping steady. But wait, if you now look at the heat gauge, it shows that his car has overheated. He has his first overheating warning, so Staf backs off to protect the engine and his chances of winning. In the meantime, the Indy 500 has claimed Chabot, Cabandou and Ascari. And that is not all. Even with the overheat warning, Staf has claimed the fastest lap of the race for the moment. What a magnificent driver this Belgian pilot is. He's on lap 6 and he crashes into the number 32 car. That was Harry Schell. He was lapping the American driver and he clips the car of Harry Schell, but Staf manages to keep out of the walls. Can he keep going? Can Staf Vermeulen keep going? He must be fuming in that car. What an incident that is. Yes, he can keep going and there is absolutely no damage on his car. We will see a replay of that shortly. He must be fuming, Staf Vermeulen. Here we have the incident with Harry Schell. Out of turn 2, Staf Vermeulen comes. He wants to lap the 32 car of Harry Schell. He clips him and loses control of the car. I mean, blue flags, anyone? We can see the smoke of Staf's car slipping, and there he comes to a standstill on the grass, and he can keep going as we have already seen. We are now following Tulo de Graffenried. Behind Peter Hurt, it seems. Tulo de Graffenried loses control of his car, slips onto the grass, and now he's out of sight. We don't know if he can keep going. That is a mystery. I seem to be hearing an engine, so he is going, but he doesn't seem to be going further. The camera doesn't want to change. And there we have Brian Shaw Taylor coming over, and he seems to have hit Tulo de Graffenried. Tulo de Graffenried has to retire. Yes, he has retired. Tulo de Graffenried has retired. We are following Staf out of turn 4 of the Indianapolis 500. He has avoided an accident. We are on lap 10. We are coming to the start of lap 11. He laps another car. Staf's pace is amazing. He has a very good chance of winning this race. Let's just hope that everything goes well as it goes right now and that he doesn't have an accident like last year, a freak accident. He comes out of turn 1 and he has lapped Paco Godia, who is in P2. Staf Vermeulen has lapped the entire field. What an pace he has. What amazing pace he has to have lapped the entire field. His chances of winning have drastically gone up. We are on the start of lap 15 of 50 of the Indianapolis 500. Staf Vermeulen is still leading the race. He goes through to turn 1 into turn 2. He sees a car slipping in front of him. Some cars are off. He backs off and avoids a collision. That is the experience talking. He does not want a repeat of last year after that freak accident. Well done in avoiding a retirement, Staf Vermeulen. On lap 19, the end of lap 19, going on into lap 20, Staf is still backing off in order for the engine to survive the Indy 500. Staf has led 20 laps already. We have also confirmation that Taruffi has retired, so we'll see a replay of that shortly. It is a lonely race for Staf Vermeulen. He has been leading for 20 laps and he will probably lead another 30. Lonely race. It is lonely at the top. As promised, here is the replay of Taruffi retiring. He loses control, gets hit by Peter Whitehead lightly. He has been turned around, Taruffi. He has. Or is this the crash? No, this is not. No, he has been hit by Whitehead before. He tries to get back on track, but he goes off track. And I don't know what he has been thinking, Taruffi. It just goes off track and, well, yeah, the officials do not like what he's doing, so they ask him to retire in order to get a medical checkup right away. We are on Staf's lap 31. Luigi Fagioli gets hit by a car, gets flipped over, and he then gets collected by Shaw Taylor, and both men lose a wheel. That means both men have to retire. And Fagioli gets collected by another car. What insanity is this? What chaos is this in the Indy 500? At the start of lap 42, Staf has just come out of turn 1 and he has a small lapse of concentration and he slightly brushes the wall. It doesn't seem that his car has been damaged, so he can keep going on, leading the Indy 500 of 1951. He's about to lap another car, and he does so without any issues outside of that lapse of concentration. We are now on lap 45. Staf Vermeulen is still leading the race. He comes up onto some traffic, and that is the number 38 car of Rudi Fischer, who is now 4 laps down. Rudi Fischer is 4 laps down. What a performance by Staf Vermeulen. Will anybody replicate that in the coming Indy 500s? Staf Vermeulen is on the main straight. He will now start the final lap of the Indianapolis 500. He goes into turn 1. Staf Vermeulen is leading. He has led all laps as of now. Nothing can go wrong. He is 4 laps up on P2. The second place man, which is Rudi Fischer, is 4 laps down. So nothing, God's willing, can go wrong for Staf Vermeulen. He will win his second race in his career. The 1951 Indianapolis 500 seems to be within his grasp. He is out of turn 3. He goes into turn 4. There we have Peter Hurt, who is going to be lapped on again, once again. Staf Vermeulen is now on the main finish straight, on the main straight. And it is now redemption for Staf Vermeulen. Staf Vermeulen is the winner of the 1951 Indianapolis 500. And here we have Rudi Fischer, the second place man, who is 4 laps down. We see a car going off there, but it seems that Rudi Fischer will finish in P2 right now. Rudi Fischer takes P2 4 laps down. And this is the third place man, Greg Parnell, who is also 4 laps down, who crosses the finish line in P3. He takes the final podium spot of the 1951 Indianapolis 500. Here we have the 1951 Indianapolis 500 race results. Vermeulen wins in Indy and he also takes the fastest lap. Then we have 4 laps down in second position Rudi Fischer, and in third position we have Greg Parnell, also 4 laps down. Then we have Shell 5 laps down and Villoresi in P5, also 5 laps down. They all score points. Then we have Paco Godia, who has DNF'd but is still ranked 6th in the race. Peter Hurt is 7 laps down. Then we have Roll 7 laps down, and Abecassis is 14 laps down. Then we have all the retirements in Shaw Taylor, Moss, Whitehead, Teruffi, Etancelin, Gerard, Fagioli, Gonzalez, De Graffenried, Ascari, Cabantou, Farina, Chabot, Fangio, Louveau, Bonetto, Simon, Meres, Walker, Chiron, Sanesi, Swarters, and Rosier. Here we have the standings after the second round of the 1951 Formula 1 season. Vermeulen surprisingly takes the lead of the championship with that win and fastest lap combo. Then Chiron is still in second place with 8 points and Roll is in third position with 6 points. Then we have Rudi Fischer with 6 points as well after that podium finish in P4. Then Teruffi, Parnell, Abecassis, Shell, and Villoresi is the last of the points scorers. Redemption. After the heartbreak of Switzerland, Staf delivered exactly the response he needed. His pace throughout the Indianapolis 500 was extraordinary. Though his start was not perfect, he quickly carved his way past the leaders. Once in front, he controlled the race with confidence, lap after lap, building his advantage. At times, he even lapped the field. Remarkable feat in the aging Talbot Lago. The car still showed signs of weakness. The engine temperature crept upward more than once. But unlike the year before, Staf managed the problem carefully, balancing speed with mechanical sympathy. He had learned from experience. Throughout the race, he constantly looked ahead, scanning for danger. Whenever he spotted spinning cars or developing incidents, he backed off rather than forcing the issue. Even while lapping slower competitors, he remained patient. His objective was simple: finish the race, not prove a point with reckless aggression. And in the end, that discipline paid off. Staf Vermeulen won the Indianapolis 500 convincingly. Once again, he had outdriven the Talbot Lago. And surely now, the bigger teams had begun to notice. Staf could only hope that some of them might come calling for the 1952 season. Back in the paddock, emotion took over. Staf leapt into Johnny Claes's arms as the teams celebrated their second victory together. The small Belgian outfit would celebrate long into the night. The following morning, the championship standings revealed the full significance of the result. With victory and fastest lap, Staf had scored 9 points, enough to take the lead of the World Championship. For Staf, it was almost unbelievable. He could hardly wait to tell Marie the news. But the season would not slow down. In 2 weeks' time, the Ardennes Forest would once again roar to life for the Belgian Grand Prix.